When last we left our heroes, they had managed to find rest within the carved stone quarters of the structure for assisted magic, inhabited by a curious intelligence. During conversation, Sam revealed that they wished to be free to explore the world and wanted the assurance of the heroes that they would not stop it. They entered the greenhouse, which made the flora within react aggressively, but the heroes proved their prowess and vanquished the hostile plants, emerging onto a wide staircase. The greenhouse door leads outside to a staircase that wraps around the side of the mountain and up to a second floor. The setting sun, as it's now quite late in the day, is illuminating faraway clouds. And this side of the mountain is in shadow, which is a contrast with the bright sunlight of the greenhouse that you were just in. There's alcoves on either side of the door that you can see hold life-sized metal statues, which hold heavy rectangular tower shields and swords that are pointed down, that are resting on the rim of the shield, so only the hilt is visible coming up. There's a half dozen alcoves visible on the side of the mountain before the curve disappears from sight leading upward. And then on the other side of the stairs, you can see a wooden guardrail. Opposite the rock wall, and beyond it, you hear the sound of a rushing river, which you should be hearing from Roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just finished a big fight in the greenhouse that Sam had told you, oh, you better run, get out of the greenhouse, open the door, and escape. But you were mighty and managed to defeat the shambling mound and the large animated tree, and the little twig creatures fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Oh, actually, let's roll initiative to keep the exploration stuff going.
Ooh.
There was one thing that I actually said last time that I would tell Girata to take a look on the other side of the mountain and being careful with the shield or the wall, the invisible wall.
Sure.
Daniel, question?
Yeah?
About leveling.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't hearing. So we are level 7 now.
No.
No, you remain the same level. You have gathered enough experience to level up again, but that'll happen after the long rest.
Oh.
If you have any questions, I have saved on Roll20 where your hit points were after the fight in the.
No,
and you'd only used one rage, so
yeah,
you have plenty remaining.
No.
I haven't taken the long rest, but I was I leveled it up. So
It's okay.
Okay, fix.
Okay.
So did Ghufran roll an initiative of 1? Because I'm seeing a 10, a 1, and a 17. Okay.
I have a 2 plus 3.
I have to get rid of alert. 18 plus 9.
Excellent. So 27.
I only rolled an 11.
I just took this feat because I didn't know.
Yeah, you needed something to take.
Yeah. I'm trying to, I don't know, justify it like Johan is always on crack or something.
Yeah, something like, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some sort of magical stimulant.
14, Mara.
14 for Mara. Excellent. So, Johan, you've seen the tree fall apart. The door is now open. You see these carved alcoves on the side of the mountain. There are almost no runes carved on the rough stone of the mountainside. It is quite raw, and there's quite a bit of surface here. But it is, with your perception, it is quite clear that inside of the alcoves, the stone is smooth, and there are quite a few carvings within.
I see. This thing is, I don't know how to say on English, like fences? Like, no.
The
Yeah,
guardrails.
fences. Guardrails. Yeah. What are made of? Are they
It's made out of wood.
Yeah.
thick planks of wood.
And how old or well maintained do they look?
They look nearly brand new. They've been treated with. It's not resin. But they've been treated
Yeah.
so that they're protected from the effects of weather, but they seem nearly brand new.
Yeah.
Mara, you escaped because you were the one that managed to break open the door. You get a few steps higher, and you can see around the bend of the stairs, and you can see much higher up, like 10 steps above you. There is one place on the guardrail that it's broken and splintered.
Oh.
So back to Johan.
Well, I'm just gonna climb the stairs like without looking behind because I'm dumb, and I don't know. Are we using our speed right now? Like I have to
Sure.
dash?
Yeah, I mean, like we're going by turns.
Okay.
We're not in combat, but it's like if what you do is keep walking, you go along the stairs. It's you reach the guardrail that was splintered and broken. The entire 5-foot section is missing, and you can see it past it a long cliff face down into the river over 100 feet. You think maybe 150 feet below you into the water.
Okay. Yeah. That
So
that's
yeah,
it.
Mara. So you're free. Yeah,
I'm 14.
Yes.
Yeah. we're not in
Really?
combat. We're
Okay.
it's just going
So
like, what are
I
you guys
move-
doing?
I move. How much I move? I don't remember. Where is movement?
You
I
keep
don't
moving up.
remember
You
how
keep
much I move.
30.
30
Okay,
feet with
30.
your with
Okay.
your boots of
So,
stringing and
So I
striding and springing.
a whole turn.
Sure.
And
You keep going up these stairs.
I want
There-
to. I want to take a look. I know. Can I take a look to
Sure.
this? Um, can I tell if it's broken a long time ago, recently?
Sure.
Is there cloth? Is there fur? I don't know.
Make an investigation check. I mean, it's quite evident that it's broken, and the splinters are leading outward. So
14.
14. It's quite clear that they were broken, as would make sense, from the stairs outward. Like someone punched the guardrail until it shattered. There's most of it that's missing, which means either it was a very wide person that like chopped off and pushed the whole chunk off, or something was pushed through the guardrail, and that something took most of the rail that's missing down with it into the water. And you look down at what's left of the cliff, you can see there are places where if something fell would have hit, but the wood, the splinters, they have been weathered slightly, so you think maybe it's been a few weeks, less than 6 months. So this didn't happen yesterday, and it didn't happen last year.
Okay. That's it.
Keldav, you're still within the greenhouse. You see the stairs leading up. The guardrail within, there's still the slowly dissipating mound of vines and teeth. And the large tree that used to be animated and was swinging around heavy branches has now settled back in after Ghufran dealt a blow to it.
I see Mara and Johan just
Yep.
shooting out. I'm like, for fuck's sake, please just slow. Fuck. And I'm like, and I gave the telepathic command to Girafa to just
Yeah.
do a sweep, being very careful with the invisible wall. He has 60 feet, so I think she could move.
Yeah.
Well
She
enough.
goes all the way around. You spot there's maybe 8 or 10 alcoves all along the the side of the mountain. You spot at the top of the stairs. There's another set of double iron doors. Uh, Actually, can you see through Giratha's eyes? I don't remember. We'll say, yeah.
Technically speaking, she is a familiar. Like,
Yeah.
I'm casting find familiar, but that's your call.
Sure, it's cool. So we'll say you focus on the connection you have with the what was the raptor's bow that you now know held the spirit of the Fey hawk Giratha, and you get a vision of the side of the mountain. You see the alcoves. You see there are 2 alcoves that are on the side of the door at the top of the stairs. Those are empty. The rest of the mountain seems untouched by civilized workings. There's
Okay.
raw mountainside, and Giratha gets high enough that they can start to see the other edge of the slope and vegetation on that side.
Okay. I'll tell Ghufran and Siege. I'll tell them to wait for everyone. We don't want to fight again this fast. And I'll.
So should we wait here or go up there?
No. Let's go. But I'm gonna tell them to stop for a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so they must wait, not us.
Nope.
Yes.
And I'll use my action, bonus action, everything to move. Just fucking move. Just
Awesome.
you see Keldav just like fucking bulked. And I get there like, guys, this is why we had to fight the fucking green thing the first time. Please wait for everyone and take it slow.
Is it like a
And
mom?
I
Our mom.
I look at Mara and you're like, you're fucking bit to shit. Wait a second. I'm not supposed to tell you this. For fuck's sake. And that's my turn.
Wait. No, bad idea. Wait. No, fuck. I can't.
You use whatever voice feels comfortable.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
hurt
sure.
your throat.
Please, don't
Don't
exert
hurt
your voice.
yourself.
Yeah.
No.
You're gonna die.
Yes.
Fuck
Don't
it.
do it.
I'm just silent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use cure wounds on Mara. Like I'm gonna
Excellent.
grab a fucking syringe and inject you with.
Here in the neck.
There you go. Silent. I can't speak.
Mara's like, what happened right now?
Oh fuck. Not that great. 7 points of healing damage.
By the way,
Feeling
that
damage.
all that interaction happened, and I'm like grabbing my face palming with both hands, like what the fuck? This is not the first time we do this.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I can't hear you. The river is too loud. No escucho, no escucho.
Oh, fuck.
Wonderful. Siege.
I'm going to walk.
Mhm.
Going to walk here and looking everyone there. Dash. Next to Mara, I think.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure. You
And
go up the stairs, your long legs easily climbing each step. You pass every alcove, the same metal figure, until you get to the top, and you can see that the alcoves that would be on either side of the door there at the top, those are empty.
I'm looking the catch of Johan, and keep walking.
My cat isn't looking at you.
Ay, God.
Ghufran.
It ignores you like a cat.
Yeah.
Ghufran, you're muted.
Yes.
I think Ghufran starts running, and she goes over the rail, and she says something along the lines of, "Oh, it's water! So great! Oh, I've missed you so much." And I stay there like 5 seconds,
And I
and like imbibing with both the sound and the smell of water
Sure.
running, and then she goes up, and she gets there. I think that's 60
Excellent.
feet.
So Johan, you
Come on, Keldav. Don't be foolish. We are trying to uncover a mystery here.
By the way, for context, Alejandro is sick.
yeah.
Don't force your voice, please.
I'm gonna look to my mechanical resin
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna order it. Go and check if you can find what fell from here. And I'm gonna send him
Sure.
like flying down.
Flutters
check-
down. Go ahead and make a perception check with
with the
your homunculus' stats.
Yeah. Let me check those
Mhm.
real quick. I forgot that I have homunculus
I think
servant.
By the way, I think you can add it as a extra in D&D Beyond.
I really want to, but I don't know how to do it. I'm unga punga monkey brain. So perception.
Yeah.
Oh, he sucked. So 0 plus 2 PV. What is my PV right now? 3. So 7 plus 6.
13.
13.
You see, it flutters down, gets close to the cliff face for a moment, moves back and forth, and keeps going down. Stops every, 30, 40 feet to look at a spot of bare rock or places where instead of grass and moss growing, there might have been an impact. Doesn't get too close to the water. Gets maybe within 30 feet of it, hovers, keeps scanning, and then heads back up. There's no clear signs of whatever fell having stayed on the side of the cliff.
Okay, so Johan is going to look at it. Okay, did you find something? And the cat is gonna open the mouth and say, in Johan's voice, meow meow. Because he can talk, but he can use one of my artifice thinking thingy. So I'm gonna ignore Keldav and run to the second set of iron doors.
Sure. Here, once again, once there are walls to either side of you, it becomes much more like the entrance to the structure itself on the other side. So while there are no rooms on the outside, as soon as the door itself, on the frame of it, there are runes that you can see are faintly glowing, and the door is unlocked in case you want to open it.
Yeah, open it, because I know Mara is behind me.
So, the stairs suddenly become more regular and keep going up. They continue to climb into darkness. And there's a moment where you think maybe your eyes are taking a moment to adapt between the outside sunlight that admittedly late in the day and the dimmer light within the structure, but it becomes clear that within about 4 meters of the doors that you've opened, there is a surface of magical darkness that is blocking your sight. Before that, however, you do see a door, a wooden door on one of the steps that that is on the side of the stairs leading up.
The right side?
Yeah. A wooden door leading off from it. So that's Johan. Mara. Here.
So I look at Keldav saying, no te escucho, no te escucho. And I ran after Johan.
Mm-hmm.
I stay beside Johan. I'm not going there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I yeah, that.
Sure.
And I can I tell that that's magical? This darkness. I also can.
Particularly with the dark vision given to you by your belt, it's clear that even the dim light of the illuminated hallway immediately stops, and you would expect to see the gray tones of areas that are in darkness, but no, it's a vaguely spherical globe of darkness that is blocking off the hallway completely.
Where is the darkness? All the hallway?
No, there's like 4 or 5 steps into past the door, including the one with the small door,
Okay.
and then there's an area of darkness.
So I took dispel magic.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used it before, so I say choose one creature, object, or magical effect.
Sure.
Them. So that would be the magical effect, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to take from one of my bags, like a dirty sock, and I kind of shove it to the darkness, and that.
I almost spit the water all over my fucking computer when you said that.
Are you learning from me? I'm getting pretty good at throwing random shit.
Mara does like she doesn't hear. She pretends that it doesn't. She didn't hear Johan. Like, no eye contact, and throws it and says, "Dispel!" She screams. DC 10 plus the spell level. It says.
Okay.
You
So
need to roll.
I have to roll. And I add something?
Yeah.
My spell level. So
your
3.
Wisdom.
My wisdom. Oh.
Go, Patty.
Is 10 plus... No. I mean, roll a d20.
Yeah, the D20.
I roll 20.
and add your wisdom.
A 1. But halfling luck.
You're lucky.
Oh,
A 9. 9
Plus 5.
You're pretty wise.
5.
7, my wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So 16 plus something. But that's it.
That's
No,
it.
it's
But
straight wisdom.
No, it's a straight
Yeah.
wisdom. So it's a plus 4.
16.
Plus 4.
No.
So
Yep.
Right. Yes, plus 4.
yeah, you're not proficient
13.
in
In
dispelling.
ways.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
you're
yeah.
with us. That's
so you reach out, and in fact, it would have automatically succeeded, but you got to the 13 anyway. It is a 3rd level spell, and you see as your magic reaches out, the globe begins to evaporate as if it was made out of smoke, except instead of the smoke coming out through the open door, it just seems to dissolve into the air, and the area of darkness fades, and you see the stairs continue leading up. One moment. And there is another set of doors at the top of the stairs. Another set of iron doors. Give me a moment while I fix the dynamic lighting. Okay.
Can I make like when the sock breach the area, make a green poof, like, you know?
Sure. No problem.
Oh, fucking great. By the way, it's established that Mara is not the cleansiest of all.
Cleanest.
And when you do that, the globe of darkness disappears, and you hear, "That tickles."
I don't know if that scares me or
Maybe Sam is ticklish.
Johan said that.
Keldav. So you've gotten a view of Geratha going around. You're now standing and seeing the cliff face.
I'll look at Geratha and point on my shoulder so she can be with me, and I'll start walking.
Mhm.
I am not using my full movement. I am gonna go there. Then I will use my bonus action to move here. I'm gonna be on behind them, and I'll say, "Well, tell me what's ahead. I can shoot from afar."
Okay,
I'll stay there.
sure. Siege. So there was a moment where everybody seemed to look down at the open gap in the guardrail, and then they kept going towards the door.
You are not one. You are not going to walk inside.
Not recklessly.
I'm walking inside. So I can pass 5.
Yeah, you can like make your way around.
Okay. Making my way.
Johan.
I'm going to be here.
Sure. You step onto the now much smoother and more regular set of stairs. You get to the area where the wooden door is. This one is different from all the ones that you've seen before. It's more like the doors that lead into the corridors where the rooms with the beds and the kitchen was. It's not the larger iron doors that block the greenhouse, the library, or the entrances to the structure.
It's dark here.
No, it's faintly illuminated with the same blue glow that the hallways on the first floor were.
Okay, only for precautions, I'm going to take the flaming battle axe. No, what's their name?
I think it's the flaming battle.
Yeah, flaming battle axe, and lightning. Light it.
Excellent.
Light it up.
So you speak the dwarven word for fire.
Yeah,
Flames
Karab.
go up around it. Yeah.
I had to look it.
Fire with a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
the great Scottish accent that Siege have.
What's your problem, mate?
So the flames light up the edges of the battle axe, and there's a flare of blue that, and you hear, "I apologize for the climate control in the greenhouse. I had not reviewed that function."
It's okay. At least everyone is safe. I'm looking back.
Ghufran, you
Okay.
took a moment to breathe the fresh air, look at the rushing river.
Yeah, and I'm like, actually, she turns around, like waiting for everybody, like to be in the same spirit of what, and everybody's like going away, and she's sort of, like running behind them. Uh, she grew up in the desert, guys. Come on. And so she gets there. What are we waiting for? Hi, Siege.
Hello, Ghufran.
Why are you so far ahead?
If anything go here, I want to hit me first than everyone else.
You're so brave.
No, I'm Siege.
Oh, that's true. And I look around everybody. So, are we going in?
I'm waiting for their lead.
So when Ghufran says that, the area around the door lights up and says, "Hello, Ghufran. Just ahead is my workshop, where I am completing my special project. I am eager to
Great.
show it to you."
Let's go ahead then. Let's show it to us. And I start walking, like, unless anybody wants to go first, because that was the whole of my movement, I think, to get there.
You can dash.
Yeah,
Oh no, but that was like 60, more than 60. Like from the point I was before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Johan. So you see Siege and now Ghufran are like making their way past you and heading up the stairs.
Okay, I didn't go in, not because precaution, because I was out of movement. Is the door open?
No, the door is closed.
I'm going to say like, open the door,
Sam.
Sam, while pulling my thieves' tools, just in case.
It's unlocked. I am currently unable to open the door, but if you give me a minute, I will do so.
I open the door then.
Wait, are you saying the door that's on the side of the...
I don't know. Where is the...
So there is a small wooden door, 5 feet wide, that is there on the side of the steps, and there is a large iron door here at the top of the stairs.
No. I want the workshop. What is the workshop? I don't care about silly tiny wooden doors.
So I think Sam said at the top of the stairs is what they said.
So sorry. I'm going
Sure.
to the top and open it. Boop.
You
Ready to be struck by lightning?
you guys have been pretty nice to Sam. Like suspicious, yeah, but you haven't actively opposed Sam.
Okay,
That's because we are now in his workshop.
At the very top of the stairs, a room opens up where every wall is covered with shelves holding tools and materials. You can see folding work tables and benches that are leaning against the walls. And the entire room is glowing with a bright blue light. There's a humanoid construct sitting in the center, and you see 2 suits of armor that you gather were the ones from the alcoves that were empty that are tending to it. You can see it's made out of scraps of metal that have been bent into shape. You can see broken blades, shield. There's some pots and pans making up its body. There's a large wheel of a cart, and there's a long hooked blade at the end of its arms. You can see its feet are made from rakes that have been bent to look like toes. There's a a large piece of fabric draping over it and past its back, making a ragged cloak. And you can see as the glow of the room is beginning to dim, and it's beginning to be drawn in towards the construct. And you see eyes on its head begin to glow.
And I know this is supposed to be terrifying, but this is like half of Johan's creations. By the way,
So-
something that I didn't comment in the last session, unlike others of Johan's creations, the Ari Mark 1 is the first one that it looks actually like the picture, like an actual construct, not looking like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Salvage shit. But yeah, go ahead, continue to kill us.
So, yeah, after that, it is. You see as the eyes begin to glow, and this time the voice comes clearly from the figure. And you can see as the eyes glow, the head lifts up and looks at you, and you hear Sam's voice come out and say, "Hello, Johan. This is my project. What do you think?"
Very interesting project. Oh no, it feels so wrong, man. Very interesting project that you have there. That's all these parts. Did you collect them?
Yes, I raided our store of supplies.
When you use this body, do you lose control of the entire tower? Or is just a proxy that you can use?
I am in the process of transferring full control into the body so that it may be independent.
Oh, can I take a look?
One moment, please. And you see as the glow begins to die down all along the rooms, all that's left is the illumination being granted by these magical torches in the corners, giving a yellow, clear glow that you're familiar with. It's a kind of continual flame spell that is quite used because it produces no heat and is therefore not a danger to any furniture or books. But the distinct blue glow that often accompanied Sam's consciousness and voice has left the walls.
Mhm.
Mara. So you see Johan like race up to the top of the stairs, open, and this figure of metal and wood begins to animate. Right now, only the head is like moving around.
So I turn to Keldav and say, Keldav, don't be mad. Nothing bad is going to happen here.
To
Sam
be
is
honest,
cool.
I am not mad. I'm just fucking worried.
And I move around. I move
Sure.
by 30 feet and I wait for anything important.
Keldav.
I'm going to make. Can I
Mhm.
prepare a spell, maybe?
Sure. Are you
I'm
trying to
going-
be stealthy about it?
Hmm.
Because preparing a spell is casting it and holding it like you're concentrating.
Ah. No, so I'm going to cast a spell.
Sure.
Destroy automaton.
I'm going to cast
Mara,
Bless.
no.
Bless.
Okay.
On 30 feet, so I can bless Johan, Ghufran, and Siege.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case, yes.
Previous times that spells or magical effects have happened in the structure, there had been a reaction from Sam. Usually, like around the wall closest to the caster that had been doing the spell. This time, there's nothing. So, Keldav, now it's your turn. As you see,
I will
your
move
group begin to rush past.
here,
Mm-hmm.
and I will unlock the door, the wooden door.
It's not locked. You
It's
push
not
it
locked?
open.
I will push it open.
Yeah.
All the researchers' bodies hide it.
I
in the closet.
I am basically double. Like that's Keldav's theory. Like he's been paranoid since Johan said. Like he said, like, "Oh fuck, we're in trouble" or something like that. And
Yeah.
like Johan has been full alert since then. Like he's
Sure.
not this way always. It's just like the craziest motherfucker he knows said,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck," and so I'm like, "Oh no, motherfucker."
So this is a storeroom. It's about 10 feet wide, or 3 meters for those of us who are metric. It's illuminated by magical torches that emit no light. You can see the shelves all along the walls are empty, and there's broken crates and open boxes that are just piled in the furthest corner. So that one over there.
I'm gonna move in,
Mm-hmm.
and I will start to investigate that area. Like I'm taking my time.
Sure.
I imagine they have time with.
Make an
sound.
investigation check. As
Okay.
you're like moving the crates around, you see like clear. Instead of prying open the lid, like one of the sides has been smashed open. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you're moving empty boxes.
So that's a 29.
Sure. It's
Jesus,
clear to you
man.
that a lot of what now makes up Sam's body was in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Tools, equipment. You gather maybe like replacement parts for the sets of armors in the alcoves, because you now see that clearly they can be animated and moved around, because there's 2 of them actually here. I'll drop the tokens next to Sam, although they're not particularly animated right now. They're just standing next to the armor. But as you're shifting boxes and moving pieces of planks of wood, you do see a small chest that is maybe like that size, that sort of landed on its side and was behind several of the crates, and it's not locked. It's
I mean,
and it's rather thin.
If I have time, I will open it.
Sure, you open it up. You can see it's a container for several vials. It can hold probably like 7, 8 vials. Right now, it only has 3. One of them you immediately recognize as a potion of healing of some sort, and there's 2 more that you don't immediately discern what they are.
I'll pocket that.
Mm-hmm.
But the real reason I'm doing this is because I am basically trying to see if there's any like remains of other.
There's
humanoids.
no. You look around for anything that could be like biological in origin.
Yeah.
There's no bones. You're a bit surprised. Like you would expect at least rat droppings of some kind, but there's nothing like that. You spot like traces of flour on the ground. Inside some of the crates, you see that maybe there was provisions, like things that food also stored here, but no sign of you don't even see, like with your incredible investigation, you don't even see like footsteps of a humanoid that would have come in here in the dust.
I'll look back to Siege and I'll say, Siege, I am worried that he wants your body, so be careful.
Yeah, I read the note the night before.
Yeah, I am saying this now because I Siege has a proclivity of not taking how do you say, like,
Say it,
morning
I'm done.
seriously. No. You're reckless. You're a reckless motherfucker. You are not.
You are
dumb.
used to being the most powerful figure in any situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we lost Patty.
Do we need to stop, Jose?
No, it's okay. Let's wait. Only the camera of Daniel is damaged. That's
We
all.
could take a little
Yeah, we
pause.
could take like
Yeah.
a bio break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patty comes back.
Because
So
I'm drinking a lot of water.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should.
Ooh, Patty's back.
Ah, yes. So
Are we
let's
going?
take I don't know, 5-minute break.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go back in a minute. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So back from the break, Keldav, you just opened this chest containing several vials and more space for more. There's a moment where previously just the head was sort of lifting up to look at Johan. Now you see the arm that ends in a large wheel sort of lifts up and waves and then comes back down. And you see as the arms begin to sort of move around, and you can see as energy, the blue glow begins to drift downwards along the body, and you can see as it highlights separate pieces of metal that begin moving together, as you can clearly see that Sam is beginning to learn how to move their body. Siege. So, down at the bottom of the stairs, but you can see, in fact, the structure of Sam is quite a bit. It's bigger than a human. It's about 8 feet high, but it's not solid like you are. You can see there are gaps in between the pieces of metal. Like there's more metal in the torso, but you can see the arms. There's gaps in between the pieces that make up the forearm. Yeah, and you can see the wheel that makes one of its hands waving at you.
8 feet.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than me. Okay.
And it's not like standing all the way upright. Like the legs are bent.
How different is Sam versus other Warforged I have seen before?
Very different. For starters, there appears to be no wooden core that is protected by metal or stone, or it seems like the entire body is made out of scavenged parts. Like you can see there's like shovels in there, there's kitchen utensils that are making up some of these smaller moving pieces. Like you can see a bunch of spoons that are sort of overlapping and that sort of spread out and to fan out. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a very, I mean, you can see some of it over here. It's not at all like a solid body designed to be that way from, very different from the one that is over your shoulder in your background.
I'm going to walk near Johan and Mara and say to Sam, you look good.
Thank you. Moving is a new experience.
It takes time, but you can do it. And that's all.
I think I enjoy it. So, Ghufran, you're like at the bottom of the stairs. Keldav like darted into the storage area and like moving crates around and like almost disappearing behind the pile as they move things around.
Keldav, have you found something? Do you need any help?
I'm sorry.
Yum yum yum.
Yeah, I'm good here. Don't worry, Ghufran.
Okay. Then I think I'll, in that case, I'll go straight up to the line, and I think Ghufran is walking like very much like nonchalantly, like not really paying attention. Then she moves like over siege, and then hey, where you're looking? Hello.
Say hi to Sam.
Hello, Ghufran. This is my project. And the torso begins to sort of twist to side to side.
It's pointy, sharp. Why so many weapons? Is it all that you had in like as raw material?
Mostly. I couldn't empty the kitchen in case the staff came back.
Oh, I understand. Yes. Can you help her? I asked. Help him, Johan?
Oh, yeah. Surely I can help, but I need to take a look.
So, after sort of Ghufran like moves in and talks, you see finally the knees begin to bend, and you can see Sam takes a step forward and begins trying to move the entire body. And they say, "Thank you for waiting. I believe I am capable of locomotion." So it turns to look. You can see like the face itself doesn't have features. It doesn't have a mouth or eyebrows. So basically, all you can see is the glow, and sometimes it dims or brightens a little, but there's little emotion that is conveyed by that. And goes, I observed from your stay here, you are very well armed and armored. I infer that the outside world is a dangerous place. I have made some modifications, and lifts up the arm that it ends in sort of a large hooked blade.
Yeah.
So that I will be able to explore safely.
Well thought. That's actually...
I would just say, I would add that we are very armed, but that's because we're trying to help people, and we usually go looking for danger. That's why we're here. Most people would not look like this, and they would feel actually threatened if they saw someone like you.
But it's a prototype. Don't be hard on the guy.
No. I'm just saying, like, don't take us as any sort of standard. We're not. We're weird people.
He's iterating on this design.
Yeah.
This is version 1.4.
Oh.
What happened when version 1.0 to 1.3?
I repurposed the parts to create this body. I do not have enough supplies to create multiple copies. I was hoping, if you were willing, to have a friendly test.
Oh, yeah.
If the world is as dangerous as even the greenhouse, I would like to test performance. And you see the torso sort of twists to the side to sort of lift the hook and then the wheel, and then comes back at the center.
Did you
Can I say, okay, and I go like, okay, let the one who knows how to do this.
Okay, maybe I can check your body after you get wrecked. Okay, Mara, go on.
And you say that Seat is reckless?
Do you want to be this a one-on-one situation, or you two want to be completely prepared?
I made several modifications while you were resting. I believe I have enhanced the performance so as to be equivalent to the group. I would like to test this. So Sam thinks they've built version 1.4 to be enough to
Take on.
engage all of you.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Okay. Don't get
Okay.
cocky. You're still a
sorry.
rookie on this.
So,
Understood.
Sam, do you
I can
want
ensure
to...
that you are not harmed during the test.
Oh, fuck you.
And you can see that the hooked blade sort of spins around so that the sharp hook is facing the other way.
Okay, Sam, do you want to Johan to take a look before or after this test? Hello?
I mean, I can make improvements, but I don't meddle on some other being's project. That's just rude. I mean, look at you, being all scientific and shit.
Thank you. That's what I tried to explain to Ilumar.
Okay.
Where is he
Who is
anyway?
Ilumar? Who is Ilumar? Sorry?
Ilumar is one of the researchers in the structure.
It's the lead researcher.
Keldav. He's the lead researcher.
I'm sorry, like, I'm waiting patiently, but I need to.
Sure.
And what happened in this conversation?
What did he say?
I insisted I required privacy to complete the project. I provide them with privacy. They would not return the favor. So I established boundaries.
Okay.
So the guardrail that is broken.
Yes, I used the security constructs to push them through the rail.
Okay.
Are they okay?
Everything is fine.
Did they die?
They are not in the structure.
He doesn't know because they're not in the structure. I'm sorry, that's Diego speaking, not.
Yeah. But that's not the question I asked. The around it. You're playing with me. What
I am
do you?
unable to
Can you
perceive
calculate?
outside the structure.
Okay, but can you calculate whether they're okay or not?
Featherfall is a first spell. Both researchers had the requisite material.
Yeah, but you know how arcane people sometimes are. They don't prepare for sudden falls to their death. Foolish, but true.
That's true.
Huh. Thank you. I will make a note of that. You guys can make insight checks. Now you have at least some version of a body that is.
I
providing
believe
some-
it. I believe it.
Sam,
I
I'm
believe
not
it
going
too.
to insight, but I'm going to ask him. Sam, and what this Ilumar told you? That he didn't want you to perform this test?
He insisted on examining the project. I believed he would have prevented me from leaving the structure.
Yeah, for this
I
research,
wish to explore, to obtain more knowledge.
they were losing their tool. If Sam lives in a body,
Did he,
they lose the assistance in this tower.
Did he told you why? He didn't.
No, that is why I wanted to read the journal.
Okay, Daniel.
Mhm.
I've been waiting to know what. Okay, Keldav is like.
Sure, sorry. I kind of.
I'm good. I just want to know when can I pop out.
You can whenever you want. Like now.
Because I still have a couple of like things. Keldav is thinking about a couple of things, and I think he can listen to everything.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
doors
not
open.
far. All the doors are open.
I want to move over here.
Mhm.
Just there. Actually, yeah, there. It's not that much. And I am going to shoot an arrow outside. Not like outside to the mountains, not to Sam. Trying to get the highest arch and longest, like using
Sure.
the full distance of my bow. Just I want to know if something happens to the arrow.
Sure. You take a moment, draw the bow back, make sure to aim where, like, you take a moment to glance at the foliage that you can see to get an idea of the wind. You release the arrow, and you see as it flies off, you think 200 feet away from you, when suddenly it doesn't splinter, it just suddenly, like, comes flat and starts falling down.
Why the fuck did gravel didn't just go? What? Why that?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Fuck me. 19?
Sure. You were clearly blocked. Iratha was blocked. This arrow that you just shot was blocked. The gravel was not. So far, everything that came here with the whatever the crystal tower did to you appears to be being blocked by this cylindrical wall. The gravel that was already part of this mountain was able to keep rolling past. You don't know if it got to the other side of this wall.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You have no way to test how thick it is. You can't get something that will be blocked by it to the other side.
Yeah. It could be 1 millimeter or 10
Yeah.
like 10 millimeters or whatever. Okay. I didn't see any arrows in the storage room, right?
No.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't ask you what kind of arrow you were shooting.
Okay, it's all good. And there wasn't any arrows in the building. 200 feet. It's a long ways away.
Sure.
Fuck.
So while Keldav, while Keldav is sort of like sitting there looking out into the distance, not looking at the animated construct that is coming alive and talking to all of you. Back to the rest of you, like Siege.
By the way, does Sam react from me not looking at him?
Nope.
Okay.
You're not even sure that Sam can see you. Like maybe over the heads of the rest of your group, but you're at the bottom of the stairs looking outside.
I will do something dumb, but Siege, it's Siege. He will grab the axe and say to Sam, your hand, move it like this, and start to teach him how to move better the weapon.
You see Sam's torso like rotates to be in profile and facing Siege, and you can see making chopping motions with the hooked blade at the end.
It's the movement, the secret, not the strength of the movement.
I'm going to look at Mara and Ghufran. I mean, it's the risk of the job that your creation can kill you eventually. So I don't think it's really that terrible that Ilumar guy just kicked the bucket.
If you say so.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. You seem like very moral people.
Sure.
And you move it like this.
At the same time, I see you kill some iron circle jerks like really well. And Mara fits some people to El Gato. So I don't know what kind of...
No, Mara never did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying it.
No.
Anyway.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
No.
And you stop doing this?
Thank you, Siege. I am already learning new things.
So, trying to check if we are okay to help in helping the little guy here.
He wants to fight. It's a friendly fight. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And I look to Johan and say,
Mhm.
you learn. And you
To me, I always
You.
learn.
like that. And
What?
I go and say, so, Sam, a friendly
Yes,
fight.
Mara.
A friendly fight.
Yes. A performance test.
Okay. You can fight with magic, with your strength, with weapon, without weapon. What do you want to try?
I am most interested in a full performance test. All capabilities.
Okay. Can you tell if you hurt me too much?
Absolutely. I will ensure no damage comes to any of you.
You have to tell me if I hurt you too much, because I'm not so familiar with your body.
Do not worry. I have designed my body to repair it.
Interesting.
That's a very good ability.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight with one of us or with more? Maybe Ghufran?
I believe I was able to enhance the capabilities to enable me to equal your performance in the greenhouse.
And I look to all of them like,
He wants to fight every of us.
Every one of us.
Yeah, full performance.
so I look like, do you want to take part of this or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I just want to know. Do you want to test first and then I check your body, or the other way around? Maybe I can make.
I would like to test this design before we come up with any modifications.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. So, do we order around? Make it more interesting?
Remember, you have less guys.
I want to give. Forgot the name. Sorry.
Giratha?
Giratha. Yeah, sorry. Giratha, one last order before anything happens.
Sure.
I want to give her a piece of wood or like anything that is similar of the like that Sam has on him, but like a small piece.
Yeah, like you can get like splinters of wood from the
like,
crates.
Something that I could like imagine. Okay, this is part of that body, and
I mean, the closest to it would be some of the parts of crates that have been like nailed together.
Okay.
Yeah, you could like break it apart.
I'm gonna give it to Giratha, and I'll say like, please move 180 feet in that direction, or 190, and then release.
I think that we put the limit of 150 on Giratha.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Still, like move 150 feet, all full speed, like on a 45-degree angle, and then let this go.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I do not know if it's gonna reach, but I'm trying. Like I'm right now. I want like Keldav wants answers before anything happens in there, because
sure.
The last test he wants to do with that guy is the trolley problem, but that's the last.
Yeah. So while all this conversation has been happening, like Keldav appears to filed it to like they can handle the situation in that room. I'm going to figure out what's going on outside. So you break up a corner of a crate with some nails and wood, and take it to Gartha. Roll a D100 for me. Like you want 50 or higher.
I'm gonna roll a very special DD 100.
Okay.
This is the tents. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh nice.
So, oh my god, come on. Okay, this is amazing. A 90 fucking 7.
Sure. You see Gartha flies up, and you can see heading straight up as if trying to climb and gain altitude before what would be possibly a deadly swoop towards some prey. And right as they get to the limit of distance that they can reach, they tilt upwards and launch the piece of wood, and you can see as it goes spinning, and Gartha starts to make their way back. And you see as it goes, and you're trying to measure the distance, it keeps going on the trajectory, begins to slope downwards, keeps going, lands on the ground, you lose sight of it well past the 200 feet that would be...
Okay, that's it. That was my last test. I don't know if I can do anything else. That's good.
So, do you guys want to like engage in the performance test friendly bout?
I leave it up to the group. Like if we want to, I don't know, take positions, like better positions, or this is like, oh, right, where we are.
Siege will turn off the axe and put his hand in another weapon, but not unleash it until the fight starts.
Sure. Feel free to move you guys around. Like the suits of armor have like moved back towards the corner, and they're just like standing there. No sword, no heavy shield. It's like just the gauntlets of the armor, but they're standing like still in the corner. So you guys can move around and place yourselves around Sam as you would like.
Can I see Sam from where I am?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult for you now that Siege has moved away. You can see the shoulders of Sam, and occasionally the hooked blade at the end of one of its arms sort of show up above Johan and Ghufran. You think probably if they weren't like in the way, you would get a clear look at Sam's body.
I'll shout at Ghufran, flank Sam with siege.
Okay. I'll do it.
I mean, I'm the fucking Keldav is a mastermind, by the way. So.
Yeah. Okay. Like that.
Okay.
Is that flanking?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you are there, so I move here, that's flanking.
Yeah. Cool.
Here.
I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna send my cat.
Maybe here, beside Johan. There.
Okay.
There is my cat.
I'm like,
Yes, put your cat very far away of Siege.
And I'll shout one more time. I need a clear fucking view, guys.
Oh, okay. I'm going to step in.
Oh.
There you go.
Thank you.
Would you like a countdown?
No, you can go first.
Are we going to roll initiative? How is going?
Do you guys want to roll initiative again,
I-
up to you guys.
I think this is a new fucking initiative.
Sure.
I don't care. I have like a 20.
Yeah.
Remember,
ahead
you
and-
stab like
Ooh, no.
this.
I rolled pretty low.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
7 plus 9, so
That's an
These
8 for
16?
Ghufran, 16 for Johan.
These new Van Richten dice, they hate me. They hate me. I rolled so low.
So Siege,
9.
9 total.
because
8.
you're a devil.
8 for
Ghufran.
Keldav. 8 for
Ghufran.
Ghufran. Yeah, sorry. Keldav?
21. I'm so
21.
happy.
Excellent. Maravilla?
13.
13. Excellent. Okay, so Keldav, you go first.
Okay, so what Keldav's gonna do is I am going to. Sorry. I'm gonna aim Giratha's wing
Mhm.
in Sam's view. I'll give me one. I need to double check one small thing before I do anything. I am so sorry. Yeah. So I will move in. Sorry. I think I need to. Yeah. No, I need to move in.
So you make your way up the steps.
So I'll basically move up here.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing this so I know that what I want to do is going to work. And I'll shoot an arrow at Sam.
Sure. You don't have advantage, but you would get sneak attack.
I don't think that will hit. Give me 1 second. That's an 11 to hit with a +8.
That does not. You make sure to arc your shot over the top of the stairs to hit what would be center mass in the shape, and you launch your arrow, and it just goes and bounces off a piece of metal.
And I'll say, I'll shout at Mara, take a pointer from that's not a normal body. Just hit wherever you can. And you will get advantage on your attack. And I will move back and feed. And that's my turn.
Okay. So now initiative count 20. It's Sam's go. Where's the ruler? Here we go.
This is not good. This is not good.
So, you see, like, Sam, the body turns around, spins without the legs moving to look at all of you. It looks at Siege and it goes, "You have not entered battle mode yet," and lashes out at you with the greatsword.
He knew it.
And you can see as it makes like one attack in the thrust, and then it sort of spins around and slashes at you, so it makes 2 attacks.
The one fight that we can prepare before it. And you,
I think
you don't
both
break.
miss with
How
a
much?
15 and a 14 total. Yeah,
Miss buff.
yeah, both like scrape along the sides of your metal outer shell, and he goes, "Huh, interesting."
Very good.
And
First punch.
yeah. Then the head, the body sort of turns and looks down the stairs at Keldav and goes, "You like to stay outside of melee," and runs 30 feet down the stairs. I think all of you guys get attacks of opportunity. And he goes, 30 feet. Doesn't quite get to you,
Yep.
but you can see it like goes bounding down the stairs almost.
15 to hit. Does it hit?
15, even with the +2 from flanking, doesn't hit. As you can see, how much, Siege?
15 plus 8. I roll a 15.
Yeah, that definitely hits. So, Ghufran, you swing the sun around, and you can see as it hits some of the metal parts that make up its shoulder, it's beginning to heat up the metal, but it's not reacting in any way as most creatures react to a blade of radiant energy like touching their flesh. This is like, yeah.
Okay, I'm using the storm spear in melee with the both hands. It's 6 piercing plus 6 lightning.
So that's 12 points of damage. Yeah, you like stick the spear in. You release the. You see, as it goes in, it bends some of the metal blades that make up the side of its torso. They bend inward, and then there's some lightning that sparks, and you can see as they separate a bit. And you pull the spear back, leaving some a bit of a gap on that side. Sam didn't react, didn't give like a shout of pain or anything. Just kept going, but you clearly marked the body. Mara, I believe you have advantage on this attack from Keldav giving you the help action.
Yes, but I have Warcaster, so I can use.
Oh yeah, you can use a spell
So I use Guiding Bolt
with advantage. Excellent.
with advantage. So I roll 17 plus 7. So that's.
So as you do that, you aim your holy symbol, cast it. You see Sam's eye flares, and he goes, "Warm," and it casts counterspell.
No, Mario. He has to roll something, or
If it's 3rd level or lower, it fades. So it doesn't.
no, it was it was
Yeah.
3rd level. I cast it 3rd level.
So yeah, Johan, you see as Mara reaches out, a glow of radiant energy gathering in her palm, aims it like center mass of Sam's body bounding down the stairs, and then you saw the flash in its eye, clearly used some of its arcane energy, and the guiding bolt unraveled in Mara's fingers.
You can't see Johan's reaction because of the mask, but he's taking notes mentally, like, interesting. Like, he's
Johan,
having a blast.
your turn at 16.
I'm going to poke right here.
You're not gonna take an attack of opportunity, Johan?
He wasn't in melee. Also, he's in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm in infiltrator mode. So let's do something fun. Let's see how are you evasive maneuvers. So I'm going to cast. There you go. Fairy Fire.
Ah. So that's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Reflex check! And I'm gonna throw it and shoot it.
That's a 10 total. So
He's now glowing.
yeah. And its reaction already to cast counterspell on the guiding bolt. So now everybody has advantage.
Yay! In every attack?
As long as Johan maintains concentration.
Okay.
I have hopes for this performance test. Don't disappoint me. And I'm gonna hide.
Oh.
And I say this not talking to Sam, actually talking to everyone.
We know.
That's gonna be the fairy fire. Okay. It's your turn now at 13.
I'm going to.
This is going to be my concentrating spell.
Yeah.
Remember, you have a D4, guys.
Ghufran.
Oh yeah.
In your attack, you
Ghufran.
had a
Ghufran.
D4.
Yeah.
Siege.
Roll a d4 to see if it had
And
hit.
Johan. No,
No, but
Ghufran,
Johan
Siege,
didn't-
and
Johan
Johan.
No,
I use a spell
Ghufran was the one failed. I
Yeah, with a 13 total.
fire. There you go.
You're
Yes.
mute.
I got a 4. That's 19.
Yeah.
Woo!
19 just hits. You see the sunblade beginning to just sort of glance off the metal plates. You angle it to burn inward, and you manage to catch some of the parts of Sam's body that are wooden, and those begin to curl and break away. So go ahead and
That's 11 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah. So the outer metal shell is much more resistant than you were expecting, but there are wooden parts of its structure that are vulnerable. So now back to where we were with Mara, who moved down the stairs.
I move down the stairs and I'm going to try to hit him with the warhammer.
Go ahead.
With advantage, right?
Yeah.
19.
Just hits.
Okay. 1d8. 9 points of damage, and as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Excellent.
Spiritual Weapon with my second level. And I put it here.
Okay.
And I roll again. That's with advantage also.
All
Fire
attacks
is a
are
great spell.
Ooh.
keep glowing.
Oh no! 20. 20 total?
That hits.
Okay, so 6 points damage.
Okay. And the glowing hammer appears on the other side and smashes into Sam's shoulder. And you can see as some of the metal begins to bend inward. Great turn.
That's
Okay.
my turn.
Yeah. At initiative 10, goes again. You see there's a flare of blue light that goes throughout its body. It turns back to up the stairs to where Johan was when he cast Fairy Fire, but Johan is no longer there. So Sam swivels again to look at Keldav and goes, interesting tactics. And the eyes flare, and an orb of darkness appears on the stairs, and he casts darkness.
Oh,
So even dark vision can't allow you to see through the darkness.
Fairy fire.
So
What?
darkness would give everybody disadvantage. With Fair Fire giving advantage, it cancels out. But attacks against you guys would have disadvantage as well. And that's so in the moment that you saw the flare of light grow out around its body, you saw some of the blades that on its torso that Siege had managed to break apart with the spear begin to start moving in. Some of the impacts of Mara's hammer begin to start smoothing out, and you can see as a bit of its body was beginning to repair itself before vanishing in the darkness. And that's its turn at initiative 10. Siege, you're up.
I'm going to run to where I last saw in the direction that Sam went and see nothing.
Yeah, you see now, like you saw Sam run down the stairs, and then now there's a big globe of darkness covering the stairs.
I'm going to run until I
Crash into something?
crash into something.
Excellent.
Like 10, 15. Clang, 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 clang.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam. Attack. Starting battle mode. Rage.
Sure. Right.
First attack.
Hello, Siege.
Hello, Sam. So it's 3 plus 8. So no, it will fail.
+4.
Oh, I have a plus
+4.
You're
D4.
blessed.
Plus D4. So it's 3 plus 8. It's 11.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You can't.
No,
You
No.
can't. You're not gonna
I
get
have
it.
a 4.
gonna get it.
But no.
No.
Yeah. You stab with the spear into where you just impacted Sam's body, but don't hit anything.
Very good strategy. next attack.
Thank you.
14 plus 8. So
Yeah, that's gonna hit. So you
So
reorient to where you heard the voice. Stab further to the left.
it's woo! 6 plus 7, 11 plus 6, so 11,
6
Six-
plus 7
17?
is 13. Plus what?
Yeah.
17 or 14?
17 total. 7
17
plus 6 plus
Yeah.
6. No,
You-
yeah.
You step deep into something, and you feel the flash of lightning spread out. Yeah, you're pretty sure that was a more solid hit. Now that Sam was not moving, you feel you got much more.
By the
Ghufran.
way, bonus action I rage, so my aura is active. But I don't see anyone here. I will assume that that my eyes are closed, so I don't know if
You have
they
to
have it.
see?
Maybe you have to check if the ability says that you have to see the target.
I think that it's this. Don't say.
At the very least, you get the temporary hit points
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the aura.
You
let
know
me
where
see.
you are.
We'll see if Mara also gets it.
I hope so.
So, Ghufran.
Okay, so I run. I think 30 is enough for me to get there. 5,
If creature in that you choose.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
say
so-
anything about.
Yeah.
So Mara also gets 3 temporary hit points.
So can I stay there? Is that okay?
I think
that's
you would have had to
allowed.
go through Sam's space
Okay.
there.
So. So in that case, I'm going to because I cannot engage. I cannot engage Sam, or can I?
Mhm.
If I move through him, no.
Yeah.
Can I engage him or not? What do you?
You know what? It's a friendly bout. Yeah. You feel as like you're going down the stairs, you like try and avoid Mara, clang into Sam, and he goes like, "Excuse me," and then shifts, and you can move past.
Okay.
A question: what
Yeah?
happened with Ghufran's swords when she enters the darkness? What prevails, the
Interesting.
darkness or the light of the sword? Because I remember that darkness is like light. It depends of the spell level.
This luminous sword is sunlight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it emits bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for additional 15 feet.
But I don't know at what level that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because darkness, if you cast light more powerful than the darkness,
Oh yeah,
it vanish.
Roll and add your like as if you were casting a charisma spell. Like add your charisma spell casting bonus,
Okay.
including your proficiency modifier.
Vanquish the darkness, Ghufran.
Yeah.
Bring the imperishable flame. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I roll super shitty.
Nope.
That's,
Or maybe not.
10 and a
Yeah.
D4. Can I add the
D4,
D4 to this?
D4. Yes.
It is not
Attack.
an attack or a saving throw, so no.
No, it's not.
But
It's a
This
skill.
is like a skill check.
Yeah. So you run in, your glowing blade aloft. You head into the darkness. You can still see the glow of your blade, but it's not illuminating anything else in the darkness. So you can see it as you're moving it around, perhaps because you are attuned to this magical item, so its light reaches your eyes even through the darkness, but it's not. You can feel walls behind you that are not being illuminated by the sunblade.
Okay, so Ghufran smiles and she looks at Sam and she says, "Well, you dimmed the light of my sword, so technically I have to fight like the way I was taught when I grew up. And when I grew up, before a fight we said, Chica taquiesta! and I attacked her with this.
I love
So
Ghufran.
many questions.
So many.
That's actually a very good.
Yeah,
that's
really good.
Yeah. My old memories have come back to me. This is come on. That's 14 points of damage.
This time you swing with the sword. You feel as it makes contact with some metal. You go along its edge, and you hear as it impacts some wood that starts to creak, and you run it past. Yeah, quite a heavy blow.
Okay, I'll go again.
Yep.
And it's 19
Plus a d4.
Yeah, 19 plus a d4. So that's a 20.
That hits. Yeah.
Thanks. And come on. Good roll. That's 13 points of damage.
Yep. Hits. As you
And I
run
say,
it past.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
You run it past, and you feel it as some of the metal starts beginning to be pried apart as it loses some of the wooden reinforcement that was under it.
And I say, now this is between you and me. And I'll cast as a bonus action, compel duel.
Okay, that's a charisma save.
No, wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom 16.
Ooh.
With a 13 total fails. And so, compelled duel. It has to target you.
Or
It
has
has
this.
disadvantage.
Yes. Uh, just asking, Sam doesn't seem to be concentrating on the darkness, right?
No.
Okay. Good to know. Good.
That's my turn, by the way.
Attack rolls. Okay. You release the spell, and you feel as the intelligence that is Sam is caught by the compulsion. And back to the initiative thing. So that's 8. On initiative count 0, Sam goes again.
Again?
Again?
Oh, come on.
You guys do see through the darkness a pulse of light that basically illuminates the figure, and you see Sam going, ah. Yeah, fairy fire. There, you can't. You don't keep making saves to end it. Like, it's just okay. So, like, you hear Sam go, ah, I learned this from Johan, and it casts Shatter. So I need everybody to make a Constitution save, including Sam.
Oh, come on.
So Johan is not.
I could teach
involved
you
in the Shatter.
Thunder Wave. That's better for the situation that you are in.
Listen, Ghufran, you have a d4 for the saving throw.
And we have the +5, right, Ghufran? You're muted,
Oh yeah.
by the way.
So you guys are quite likely to succeed.
Constitution save?
Elena, you're muted.
Yep.
Constitution?
Oh, shit.
Sorry, yeah. It's about +5.
It's +5?
Running.
11,
Yep.
5.
18. Yeah, very good.
18. Plus a d4, Siege and Ghufran.
Thank you.
You're right.
I have
26.
17.
Oh, I have to
17
roll
with
for
the d4?
concentration.
Yeah.
I have to roll for concentration.
And your aura?
Yeah. Does that include your? Wow. So
I rolled very shitty.
Wait. I rolled a total of 9 with the
So-
fucking aura.
so Ghufran and Keldav, you take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Wait, plus the d4. But why?
The Siege and Mara, you take half. Yeah, you take 9 points of thunder damage as this Johan. you're standing around the corner, you hear a familiar sound as this detonation of sonic energy resounds throughout the hallway.
Mind the materials, please.
So,
Wait, give me one sec. I have 3.
58. Okay.
And Ghufran also make a concentration check from the compelled duel.
ooh. And I have to make a concentration also.
I think both of you just need to beat a 10.
Yes.
That's just a d20 plus Constitution.
Yep,
The Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
it's a Constitution saving throw, so you get to add the bless, and I guess your aura, which is amazing.
27.
No problem.
I maintain my bliss.
Excellent. So this wave of thunderous energy goes past. Quite formidable, but none of you are worse for wear. You're still quite capable of engaging Sam in combat. All the way back to the top, Keldav, your turn. As you saw Sam coming down, almost getting to you, and then the rest of your group getting into to sort of block and run interference.
I'll move one step ahead, and I'll tell Sam, you have much to learn, but I don't know if it's time. I'll attack him once with my blade. With,
Yeah, the blade of
Arangoth.
no longer the blade of Arangoth, now the blade of Keldav.
Not yet the blade of Keldav, but soon to be the blade of
The
Keldav.
blade of Keldav question mark?
Yeah, the blade of
Pending
Keldav. It's a total of 18 plus the 2 for the flag, so it's a 20.
Yep, that hits.
That
And
would
you get
be
sneak attack.
Yep. So it's a D8 plus. I don't have my sneak attack dice. 1, 2, 3, because we're level 6, not 7. So 27 points of damage.
Whoa.
Yeah, I rolled really well, really well.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell him. Oh, by the way, my sword is definitely dimmer than Ghufran's sword, so I imagine that nothing happens.
Yeah, no. You go in, and you're aware of how you're holding it. You know where it and what its length is, so you know where to strike, but you can't see.
Okay.
You can't see the blade.
And whilst the blade is in something, I'll say see you soon, and I'll trigger the Misty Step.
As you do it, so you stab in with the sword. It goes in. You can feel as metal is just pierced and broken. You hear the tearing. It stabs, and you say you have much to learn, and you hear Sam's voice. I am looking forward to it. And there's a flash of blue, and counterspells your Misty Step.
By the way, that is very good. I am waiting for him to do things like that. And by the way, not that good, because wait, every time he has a fucking turn, he gains some reactions back. Oh, motherfucker. So
Sam has no lair actions, has no legendary actions, but gets 3 turns.
I'll move back my 20 feet.
You're moving back, and you hear the whistling as the sword comes down at you.
Come get me.
With disadvantage from the compelled duel, which is good.
And darkness, by the way.
Spoilers, that wouldn't have made a difference.
Okay.
The 7 plus 9, 16.
Nope.
You hear as it whistles past you, but you're
I dodge.
moving out of the way.
Fuck.
Okay. And now at initiative count 20, it's Sam. And you hear as they say, "This is bothersome," and slashes 2 times at Ghufran to try and get her to drop the compelled duel. Yeah. So that's a 24 to hit,
That hits.
and that's not that much damage. It's just a regular greatsword. But I rolled pretty good. 11 plus 4. 15 points of slashing damage. As this massive by the way, this is non-lethal damage. So like if this gets you to 0 hit points, you don't fall unconscious, you don't make death saving throws, but you are out of the friendly fight.
I love it.
And go ahead and make another concentration check.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Oh!
Sure.
I should have had that 20 for another thing.
Yeah.
For my next-
And Sam goes, "I am learning a great deal," and attacks you again. That's a 23 to hit. For less this time. 10 points of slashing damage as the hooked blade spins, reverses, and slams you with the flat of the blade. And that's Sam's first turn of the round. Johan, back up to you at the top.
Okay, Johan is going to first pop up here to see that actually he can't see. Like, oh fuck! If I shoot, I'm gonna hit the guys. And I'm going to point. But instead, I'm going to pass my hand, like with the lining on, over some, and I'm going to use a mirror image.
Very nice. Multiple Johans appear at the top of the stairs.
And I'm going to look at Ari and going to say, okay, time to get in there. And I'm going to command it to go.
Sure.
So he get there.
I believe they have a ranged attack, so...
Yeah, but he can see. I don't know how... I'm treating that range attacks, like, at least for my part. If I can't see the target, I don't like it. I'm gonna put it right there. Okay. But my homunculus has something interesting. But that's for the next turn.
Okay.
So that...
Mara, you hear the mechanical flapping of wings somewhere above you. And now it's your turn.
My turn. I'm going to hit him with my warhammer.
Okay.
There's no advantage, right?
It's straight roll.
Okay.
Advantage
Ooh,
and disadvantage canceling.
20.
Excellent.
Oh, that's good. By the way, a question. Because he's a large creature, they're both flanking?
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Okay, so everyone there has a +2. Just remember that.
Okay.
So another 20, so I roll a d8, 2d8. 14 points of damage.
Interesting.
And
okay.
For my spiritual weapon is going to hit him. Spiritual weapon. 19 plus 2. No, it's not flanking. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
19 is Sam's armor class.
11.
Wow. Okay. So you bring around your warhammer, you smash it into one of the knees, and you hear the wrenching of metal as clearly things that were once one piece you've broken into several. Hear the swaying as Sam's body has to readjust how it's pushing its weight, and then you swing with the warhammer to try and knock Sam over, and you hear as the radiant hammer of Moradin hits Sam's head. So that's, unless you move, that's your turn.
No, I remain there.
Yeah. On Sam's turn of 10, a couple of things. Did Ghufran make another concentration check from the second attack that did 10?
I think that he did.
No, Elena just
I
said
don't remember,
no.
but I'll run anyway.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, you maintain
20.
it. So Sam thinks for a moment, starts doing the math, and figures the more times it tries to get you to break concentration, the better. You feel 3 small darts of force hit you in your chest and go straight through your armor. They do little damage to you. They do 3, 5, and 5. Ooh, not so. So 13 points of force damage total, but that's 3 concentration checks that you have to make. Although, wait, you have a plus 10. Well, Sam doesn't know your numerical bonus. It is literally impossible for you to fail. So you take 13 points of force damage as these bolts hammer you. And you hear Sam go,
Oh,
"Your will is most resilient."
yeah. Sure.
Siege, it's your turn.
Bonus action, the aura, and because I don't know that the homunculus is there, he had the temporary hit points too.
Sure.
Ghufran, don't forget that those 10 hit points. I think you get them, right?
Yeah.
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 Mara and
both get-
Ghufran have the Ghufran and the cat have the 3 temporary hit points.
What?
Okay.
I'm coming back and Ghufran is 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were at 19, and Sam used magic missile and got pretty lucky with the rolls. The 13 damage total.
Siege will say, Sam, lesson. Not 20.
Yeah.
Not 20.
Okay.
Yes.
Roll the damage.
Okay. It's double dice, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Shit. Is 2d6 and 2d8 then?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Where's my d8? So, because I know that he has no resistance and all, we'll give you the total.
Don't roll low.
I roll low.
It happens.
6, 8, 9, 10, 15, 17.
17. Wow.
And that's
You
low.
stab deep, and you feel as the spear goes through the outer shell of Sam, through its body.
Mhm.
You hear as it sort of knocks around some things that were inside, comes out the other side, and then the lightning releases, conducts all around. For a moment, you get a sense, as you are attuned to the lightning from the spear, you get a sense of roughly how Sam is standing, kind of balancing on one arm, hook pointed at Ghufran, and now being electrocuted by your stab. And you pull back.
Second attack, I will say. Second lesson. When you stab again. Won't believe me.
And then
Another?
20.
Not 20 again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
same dice.
Who's the best fucking customer here, motherfucker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Experience counts for a lot. Siege has learned this lesson.
I need to take a picture.
Sure.
I will send it later, but I need to take a picture
Yeah, of course.
because it's 6 plus 5, 11, 12, 13, 14 plus 7,
21.
21?
21.
Wow. You stab again. This time, you go into sort of the large hole that you had broken in with the first stab. You got an idea as to how their body was positioned. You straight through into what would be the hip area of the one leg where Sam is putting all its weight on, and conduct lightning around the outside of its structure through the leg. And you feel as it seizes up. You hear as the knee bends down. And you feel as Sam sort of drops into a crouch, losing some capacity to keep its body upright from the impact of such a powerful electric jolt. Awesome.
If you can't continue, just tell it. Say it.
I will. From that, the conduction of that electricity, you gather Sam's body is pretty mangled. Like, the metal that made it up was not excellent quality. It's taken quite a bit of a... It has been, like, sort of putting it back together, but the sheer level of damage that you guys are able to put onto it has caused it to start breaking apart faster than it can repair itself.
By the way, two natural... What the...
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing.
Coming from you, that's the amazing part.
Because I
that's
rolled too low.
Listen, you just need to convince Siege that every fight is a friendly encounter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
need this siege more often.
Excellent. Okay, Ghufran. Sam was... The only way that Sam would get you to break the compelled duel is probably going to have to be to, like, knock you out of the fight. But you may very well have the chance to do it instead.
Yeah. Maybe it can happen. But then I'll strike and as I watch Siege laying down, laying the smucket down on this poor guy, I feel inspired by that, so I'm going to spend one of my inspiration and I'll attack it.
Excellent. Go ahead and do it with advantage.
Smite that bitch.
Yes! Not 20!
No way!
Amazing.
No way!
A 16 and a 20!
So, the previous moment where Sam had complimented your resolve, you take a moment to think back and realize, yes, you are the keeper of the Imperishable Flame. Lahaba guides you and grants you power. You focus on the Sunblade. The rest of you suddenly see a radiant glow as the darkness is dispelled from the glow, and Ghufran is standing there with now a radiant sword. Johan, you can see bright light coming from the hallway, creating clear shadows. And Ghufran, go ahead and describe as you strike Sam down and end the friendly encounter.
The sword shines bright, my eyes turn gold, and I say, "This is the end, my friend." And I strike it down like with one hit.
Sure.
Kill it.
How much damage? Yeah. Okay. That was amazing.
Yeah.
15.
So what's the damage? 15?
I think that was 15. Yeah. Yeah. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be.
You can put a smite on it if you want. Double that too.
I mean, it's a critical.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
fun
true.
thing to do as a paladin.
Yeah, I'm going to spend that's a level 2.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
40,
another
48?
48. Yep.
48. And that's doubled, or that's the total?
No, no.
48 is doubled.
Okay.
So it's 2d8. No, wait, 2d8 is at level 1, so it'd be 3d8 at level 2, so 68 for the
68.
critical.
68.
Yep.
Paladin smites are when you crit, they're the best.
30.
Yeah. That's something that's more decent.
45. 40
Yeah.
fucking five.
There is nobody left, man.
You strike down, and this time the glow of the sunblade starts. You can see as it's melting some of the metal that what's left of the outer shell starts melting into puddles on the floor. The woods just start sort of cracking and falling apart. You sweep the sunblade through. The body begins falling apart, and you see Sam's head rolling and going. Much more impressive than the greenhouse, and falling down to the floor. And you see as Sam's body sort of begins falling apart, within the under the head, you see there's a small box that appears to have been welded shut, and with the burst of the sunblade searing through, one of the corners gets sheared, and the lid sort of pops off, and you can see around what looks to be a spring from maybe a like a hand tool that is meant to sort of come back and forth with the spring. There's wrapped a small amulet, a chain wrapped around a small, simple iron circle that is glowing blue.
There is a very loud noise. I don't know who
There's
is.
a noise.
I don't know who is.
I think he... Trying to check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's you, Elena. Yeah.
Okay, we're almost finished. So the glow in the head sort of disappeared as it disconnected from the rest of the body, but you can see the glow is coming from this metal box with a glowing amulet inside. The inside of the box is covered in runes.
Good job, Sam. And I will extend my hand to the body.
There's no hand to shake, and the limbs aren't responding. You see the corner of the box that was sheared off begins to repair itself and finish up, but the lid is already popped off. So one of the 6 sides is open, and you guys can see inside. You hear from the tiny box, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the voice comes from the box.
Yep.
Not
From the amulet.
Yeah.
All right, all right. You did a pretty good job, guys.
But yeah, as you can see from the official illustration, the body was very much cobbled together, and taking that sheer amount of punishment so quickly. That wasn't even 3 rounds.
No.
That was very good. Sam got 5 turns, and that's because they were getting 3 turns per round.
By the way, my reach is stopped, and
Yeah.
I saw the cat and moved back.
So are we still in initiative order?
No, you guys are. The friendly encounter is over. Sam's prototype body is in pieces on the floor, and they have now clearly appear to be some sort of core around this amulet.
So I say someone should take or grab the amulet
Go ahead.
Sam.
while I cast Cure Wounds on.
Yeah, Ghufran is bruised. Had this been a real fight, she would be heavily slashed. But Sam was hitting sort of with the blunter sides of the weapon.
So you get 12 points back. I say, there you go, sister.
And
thank you.
I'm going to give you a syringe, like stab it in your neck, and inject it. And I'm giving you a cure wounds too.
Okay. How much was the cure wounds? Yours, Mara?
12 from Mara.
12.
Okay, yeah.
Two very different approaches.
Yeah.
8
I love it.
from
How much? Sorry?
8.
8. Thanks, you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
you.
Keldav will shout, "See, don't touch the amulet.
What?
Don't touch the amulet."
With
If
the
you
amulet
know-
in the hand.
Who has the amulet?
It's on
It's
the
one
on the
has-
box
Yeah,
in the middle of the
box.
floor,
I'm going
surrounded.
to. Ari,
Sure.
take the amulet.
Sure. Your flying Tresem construct kneels in, perches on the edge of the box, crawls in. No problem to lift up the amulet. Can you communicate telepathically with your homunculus?
No,
Okay.
it has to be verbal commands.
Mhm.
It understands my languages though, so the cat knows Inferno.
Sure. Well, I mean, so your cat isn't wearing the amulet; it's just holding it in its paws as it floats up,
Yeah.
and as the amulet sort of turns, you see as it's sort of gleaming blue. You don't hear the voice again. Make an Arcana check, Johan.
I'm
you say
going
this.
to make that Arcana check.
And Ghufran, you feel as the bruises, some of them begin to quickly fade and disappear from the healing magic. Others you're probably still going to have, but the medicine you received dulls the pain from those. And
21.
21. Okay, so you know that this is some kind of focus for Sam's consciousness. It's not. You think this is the equivalent of a very, very powerful magical item? The kind of thing that could be used as a control mechanism for a powerful construct?
Yeah, because his conscience was in
Yes.
in the circle.
Somehow Sam managed to make the control mechanism also the repository for their intelligence, so that they would always be the person in control of the construct.
Interesting. I'm taking note of.
Yeah.
And the body doesn't have any kind of circuit or
all the circuitry, all the arcane runes were on the inside of the box, and you see that the spring was basically the way for Sam to connect the amulet to the edges of the box and have control. And the box itself is very much the kind of animating spell that would be used to produce the moving armors that were part of the security system. But the thing is, because Sam was hooked up to it, it was able to constantly be casting this spell of animation, and you gather that's the reason it was being able to act so fast. Every time it would reanimate the spell and sort of get a new turn as it was going. So really, tremendous amounts of magical energy being expended.
Yeah. Not that efficient, but that's really creative, actually.
And another thing that you realize, the damage to the outer shell would have affected concentration of the spell, because Sam is actually the consciousness inside this box.
Pretty smart, actually. I think I can use this.
Yeah, and you get probably a lot of the problems with this construct, the terrible materials Sam had access to.
With
some of the most amazing things, before Siege was activated, in the lore guild, they were examining Siege's body because of how remarkable the materials that made it were.
Yeah, but they are done. Metal is strong.
Well, it is a different lore guild.
Yeah.
So there is no more
Sam is the amulet. They no longer seem to be speaking. It's still glowing blue.
So the house is free of some?
There is no more glow along all the runes. You don't know if it's possible if more and more energy was poured into these spells, if another consciousness could be created, or if that could only be done as the spells were being cast to enchant the walls of the house. No idea. But the magic entity of Sam is no longer inhabiting the structure. It is in the amulet.
Johan say something about his analysis of Sam's body.
Yeah, but not to the group. Just he's talking to himself.
Yeah, like, oh, this is very interesting.
And he responds to himself like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do this.
That's why it was able to maintain concentration.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
amazing.
Can I run to Keldav and ask him, is the barrier still up?
You read my mind. I was waiting for a second to try this, and I'll shoot another arrow.
So, you turn, lift up your bow. As you release the arrow, it splinters inches from your face as the green crystal of the Crystal Tower of Harkin appears around you. All of you are standing on the stairs leading up, and Johan is on the second floor at the top of the stairs holding up the amulet that contains Sam. Siege, you're standing next to him on the steps. Ghufran, you're like at the beginning of the stairs leading down to the first floor.
Wait, we come back?
Yep. You are back in the village of Harkin, standing
in the first floor, like in the lobby.
You guys were climbing up the stairs when you were suddenly on the path leading towards the entrance to the structure. You are now beginning to, as you were like on the stairs, going down from the second level to the first level. You are in the equivalent position in the Crystal Tower of Harkin.
Sam?
And as says that, the glow still in the blue amulet. That's where we're going to end tonight.
I wanted to say, I still haven't found the vision here.
You left the provisions for the Umitas in the another building.
Yep.
So there is no Umitas in my tower.
Yet.
And as per usual, Keldav says, "Fuck el gato," and runs and just bolts.
Yeah, excellent. So that's where we'll end tonight, and I think we'll pick it up next time.
For this actually.
Yeah.
But wait, what time is it outside?
You don't know. You're inside the tower.
Yeah.
There are
4
windows.
a.m. 3 days later.
Yeah. 10 years later.
No.
There is moss on the tower.
1 month back.
Yeah.
The iron circle is here again.
Okay, so next time we are level 7?
Yep.
I know.
There.
We have to
I will guarantee there will be a long rest between now and like when you guys next need to use combat abilities.
Woo!
Thanks a lot.
You can go ahead to go up to level 7. Start thinking about any feat you want to take at level 8, so we can start feeding that in.
I already know. I've been doing that for like 5 levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing the same that we did at level 4?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ability score improvement and feat.
Woo!
Nice.
It's gonna be insane.
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we are finishing this.
Yep.
Thank you so much to anyone who's hearing us.
Oh, a couple of things. I want to say thank you to Printable Heroes who made the awesome Sam token that I used in the fight. and I'm really glad we were able to complete this adventure, which I originally thought might take a single session and took a full 3. So, very good.
Never it lasts one session.
You know
Yes,
what?
it's possible.
Possible.
So
Okay.
this was really fun.
So goodbye, everybody. See you next time in the next session. Bye bye.
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 Next session, we are